Call David Sklar and Associates today at 310-9200 for your free consultation.
It's Leon's half price event where you can get any sofa for half price when you buy the matching love seat and chair. Plus, get the Samsung dishwasher for half price with the purchase of any Samsung fridge and range. Leon's half price event is on now. Visit leons.ca for details.
If you need a speedy mortgage and the bank won't help you, see Harold.
Do you need a mortgage fast? I provide second and third mortgages so easily and quickly that even a bank manager borrowed from me.
Harold, the jewelry buyer. Bathurst Street, 1 light south of Lawrence.
Enjoy the show. Valerian is mind-meltingly beautiful.
Incredible.
Oh, yeah. It's a wonderland of characters and action in a rich and jaw-dropping world. Valerian.
Cirque du Soleil presents Volta, inspired by the adventurous spirit of freedom and the thrill of blazing your own trail. Cirque du Soleil Volta. Opens September 7th under the Big Top at the Portlands. Presented by Sun Life Global Investments.
It is Friday, July 21st. Here's what we've got for you. We're live on this scene as police are searching for 2 people who abandoned their car after smashing through the front of a restaurant near Rogers Road in Oakwood. Our George Lagajanis will have the details coming up. Sears will start liquidating its inventory in nationwide sales today, but experts say don't expect rock-bottom prices just yet. We'll explain why. The Toronto Caribbean Carnival, Junior Carnival, and Family Day event will take place tomorrow in Scarborough. We'll tell you what other events are taking place around the city this weekend. It is 7 o'clock and 20 degrees. Happy Friday, Toronto. This is CP24 Breakfast. My name's Gurdeep Ahluwalia. Let's find out how that morning commute is doing down to Bob Summers. Bobby.
Well, it's busy, but Friday morning generally is better than usual. We are seeing delays, including eastbound on the 401 past the 427, westbound a little bit busy coming in through Scarborough. It's going to be a lot later than usual there. Don Valley Parkway, biggest issue just out of our view behind the trees. We have a truck on its side, so the ramp is closed from northbound Don Valley Parkway to Eglinton, down to the Gardiner Expressway, starting to slow. Eastbound Gardiner as you get close to the ramps to Spadina and to Jarvis. Let's get close to Mika.
And let's talk about what's going on in the city, Bob. There's not too many things going on besides construction, so that's good news. There was a collision at Guildwood Parkway and Kingston. Good thing is that cleared off. If you're taking the TTC right now through Queen Street, on Queen Street between Spadina and Bathurst, there's construction, so lane restrictions in each direction. For GO Transit riders, no major delays. Now out to Bill, who's on the patio.
Yes, the Ashley Furniture patio is back, and you know what that means. It's going to be a fantastic day, and often it's a Friday. You pair Friday with fantastic, and it's even better than a pineapple pen. Let's take a look at where we are right now. We are sitting comfortably, or maybe starting to get a little uncomfortable, in the low 20s. 20, feeling like 26, but I don't think anyone's going to be complaining at this point. Just don't throw on a lot of extra layers, because that 20 will fairly quickly become 25, and then 30, feeling like the mid-30s this afternoon. Nothing but sunshine today. Let's take a look at the 3-day forecast, a gorgeous one. I encourage you to get out and do all those fun summertime outdoor activities, because come tomorrow, we're going to get scattered showers through the day and the risk of a few isolated showers on Sunday. And for the next 3 days, it will struggle to get out of the low 20s for a daytime high. Today, definitely the hot, bright one. I'll have the full long range coming up. Gurdeep, back inside to you.
Bill, thank you. Let's get to the news now. Police are searching for 2 people who abandoned their cars after crashing into a pizza shop and then taking off. For more on this dangerous incident, we're joined now live by our George Lagajanis. George, run us through what happened here.
Well, Gurdeep, at about 1 in the morning, an hour after this Domino's Pizza had shut down for the night, a silver Audi, older model, came speeding around the corner off Rogers Road onto Oakwood, and for some reason came plowing into this tree and then into the store. Now, in fact, it vaulted and mounted a parked delivery car that was right here. Now, you can see some of the left behinds here, some of the detritus and pieces of the car and other items. Now, if it wasn't for the parked car here and that tree, the car certainly would have gone much faster into the pizza joint. It ended up only going about a foot inside. Now, I'm told by one of the workers inside who was in the back cleaning up and heard the sound and came out that he saw close up the faces of the people in the vehicle. It was a female driver and a male passenger, both in their 20s, and he told me they were laughing. They were not disturbed at all by what had happened, so he didn't know what was going on. He was fearful. He was going to take some pictures for evidence, but just took off down the street. Now, there is surveillance video, but they're not sharing it with us. They want to wait until police take a look at it. Now, the car took off. It left the scene here before 13 Division could even get on location, but about half an hour later, it was found by 11 Division officers, found in a laneway, an alleyway at Wallace and Lansdowne in the junction, so about a 5-minute drive away from here. Now, we're still looking for these two people. Again, a female driver, male passenger in their 20s, no other description. Not believe they sustained any injuries. There was no evidence of that in the car that was impounded by police. Possible impairment, too soon to confirm. Charges for sure when they're discovered. The store is damaged badly. They're cleaning up now. I can hear them sweeping. Surveillance video, again, we're waiting on that possibly. Police need to talk to more witnesses. And Gritty, here's the thing. If there had been people on this street, if this happened an hour earlier at midnight, there would have been customers with their backs to the window inside. Who knows how bad the injuries could have been. Could have been a stolen vehicle, too, given the behavior of those two people behind the wheel. But if it is their vehicle, they're going to be found soon. Back to you.
Okay, that's our George Lagajanis reporting at Rogers and Oakwood. Thanks, George. Well, one driver has died and another suffered minor injuries in a fiery crash on Highway 400 in Vaughan yesterday. This happened about 7:45 last evening. The OPP say a car had broken down in a southbound lane near Rutherford Road. A van slammed into a disabled vehicle and burst into flames. The driver of the van managed to escape with only minor injuries. As you can see here, emergency crews working to free the driver of the car, which had broken down after it became wedged against the center median after the crash. He was taken to hospital with critical injuries, where he later died. The victim's identity has not yet been released. Still with Highway 400, it took about 11 hours, but a major section of it has been reopened following a crash and chemical spill yesterday afternoon. It happened around 1:30 when a car and tractor-trailer collided north of Newmarket. That ground traffic to a halt between Highways 9 and 89 in both directions. The truck was carrying a hazardous liquid believed to be a paint thinner, which spilled onto the road. The closure left people trapped in their cars for hours.
There were people out walking around, sitting in lawn chairs. I took pictures of people sitting in lawn chairs. There was one group, we call it the block party. They were all sitting around in their lawn chairs on the side of the road. Children out, which I thought was kind of dangerous because some drivers have started to drive up the side of the road. But you couldn't go anywhere anyhow, so there was no point in doing that.
The highway reopened after 12:30 this morning. People took to social media last night to express their frustration over the delays. One user tweeted their father had been stuck since 2:30 and that the OPP needs to come up with better solutions to deal with major closures. Others tweeted their concerns to politicians. At least 2 people were killed after a powerful earthquake struck the Greek island of Kos early this morning. The 6.5 magnitude quake happened around 1:30 a.m. local time. The 2 victims were identified as tourists from Sweden and Turkey. At least 5 other people were seriously injured. We spoke to a Canadian family vacationing on the island.
We've had over 35 aftershakes, and again, the last aftershock was 10 minutes ago. I think what makes this as a very, strong earthquake, even though the first one was only 6.5, it was only 18 kilometers away from here, and a lot of the aftershakes were as close as 8 kilometers from where we are residing.
And seismic activity is said to be common in that region. Well, the music world is mourning the loss of Linkin Park singer Chester Bennington, who was found dead of an apparent suicide in his LA home. Bennington's powerful vocals helped the Grammy-winning band become Billboard magazine's #1 act of the decade. He also fronted the Stone Temple Pilots for 2 years. The 41-year-old struggled with drug and alcohol addictions at various times during his life. Linkin Park co-founder and producer Mike Shinoda said on Twitter that he was shocked and saddened. Ontario is on track to set the legal age for recreational marijuana at 19. Speaking at the annual Premiers Conference in Edmonton earlier this week, Kathleen Wynne stated that it would be unlikely the province would have a lower age for pot than alcohol. The legal drinking age in Ontario has been set at 19 since 1978. The federal government has pledged to legalize marijuana by July 1st next year. Dozens of Sears stores slated for closure will start liquidation sales today, but don't expect any big bargains. Sears is counting on big crowds to scoop up discounted merchandise and fixtures, but despite the everything must go sales, the company still has to survive once the restructuring is complete. Experts say Sears still has an obligation to its shareholders and therefore is still trying to turn a profit. Sears has until mid-October to vacate the stores that are closing. The company's been operating under court protection from creditors since June 22nd, when it announced plans to close 59 stores and cut approximately 2,900 jobs. It is another busy weekend on tap here in the city. The Toronto Caribbean Junior Carnival and Family Day event will take place tomorrow in Scarborough. You can expect road closures in the Morningside and McLevin area between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Festival of South Asia will take over Gerrard between Glenside and Coxwell. The road closures begin tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. and the event gets underway at noon. The 15th annual festival will feature sidewalk sales as well as food, music, and exhibits from South Asia. Gerrard will be closed until Monday at 2 a.m. And if you're heading into the city Sunday, you can expect delays because of the Toronto Triathlon Festival. The eastbound Gardner will be closed from the Humber River to Carlaw from 2 a.m. to noon. All westbound lanes on the Gardner will stay open. The northbound DVP will also be closed from the Gardner to Eglinton. A British study has found that those with a degree or postgraduate qualification are more likely to have a higher number of failed driving tests. 59% of people with no post-secondary education passed on their first attempt, falling to 51% for post-secondary grads. Those who specialized in the arts needed an average of 1.9 attempts compared to 2.3 attempts for those who studied math or science. The study says those without post-secondary education may rely more on procedural skills, which would make them better suited to passing a driving test. This is interesting.
Are we going to go around and find out how many attempts it took each of us?
Yep, of course.
Let's do it.
None.
None?
You don't have a license?
No, I'm just joking.
Okay.
No, I got it right away.
Right away?
First one.
Really?
Failed it years later.
Oh.
Because I let it lapse. And then you have this super confidence. You think you know what you're doing. And then you go and you drive. And then the guy points out all these mistakes.
That's why. Doing donuts in the parking lot.
Well, probably not. No, but it's one of those things.
You build up bad habits.
It's one of these things that made me a firm advocate of that we should everybody on the road should be tested every number of years. Because I failed it. They said, nope, you did. It was like I did a kitty corner type of thing instead of straight out and turning left, and that was enough.
Right.
I did this kind of thing.
Because when you take the test when you're so young, you're so technical, right? Because you're studying the book and you're so nervous about passing. I passed the G1 right away, the G2 right away, and the full G right away.
Really?
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm a very good driver.
So you should be doing a more technical job rather than...
Okay.
I failed my first one.
Right.
Uh-oh. Barely. And I'm not going to relitigate, but it was on... I moved from Montreal here, and they had, instead of being out on the road, it was in one of these special set-up courses, which was fine, but it's kind of weird because it doesn't feel like a real-life situation. So there was someone else doing a test, looked like a mile away or a kilometer away, and I was driving, and I went to take a turn, which felt to me like there was ample room because whoever was doing the test was really obviously nervous and going at a crawl pace. And I went and he went, oh, as if the guy was coming at me 60 kilometers an hour. And I was like, okay. And the rest did it park beautifully and everything. And he was like,
they failed you because of that one infraction?
Because of that one infraction. Then the second time when I did it, it was out in a snowstorm.
Oh my gosh.
Coming from Montreal, no problem at all. He was like, you were a little fast for the conditions, but overall it was great. So I liked it on the real world as opposed to the...
And you're the best driver of all of us.
I passed my G1. I passed my G2. The third time was a charm for my G.
Oh, it took you 3 goes for the G?
Yes. Why? I hate tests because I get so nervous. I was like sweating, and I was sweating.
But you were fine for the first 2.
Yeah, the other 2 was like, okay, yeah. But the third one, I was just so nervous. I cried when I got home every time. I was like, what's wrong? She's like, you crying because you're happy, or you crying? And I'm like, I cried.
When you failed it, did you cry?
Yes.
I mean, I thought when you finally got it, you cried.
And then I cried too when I got it.
That's right.
Either way.
That's why my mom asked, are you crying because you're happy, or you crying because you're sad?
It's hard to tell with you.
You must be a mess at home. All right, anybody want to get wet?
This is why she loves this is us so much.
Anybody
happy and sad.
Anybody want to get wet?
Not particularly.
Anybody want to get wild?
Yes.
All
yes.
right, let's join Jamie. He's with a bunch of our fine CP24 breakfast viewers at Wet and Wild. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Hanging out with all of our CP24 contest winners over here. And I'm going to get out of the way right about now. See, I've worked out the timing on that thing. If you stand anywhere near here, you will get soaked at Barefoot and Bay. By the way, Wet and Wild has invested over about $30 million into the park. And I came here, and we've been here before. And I'm looking around, and I see there's so many new things, so many new attractions we want to tell you all about. I want to bring in Steve here, Steve Mayer with Wet and Wild. First off, park looks fantastic. I love what you guys have done with the place.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
So tell me a little bit about some of the new stuff. I mean, we're here at Barefoot and Bay, which is always a fun structure, but a lot of new additions to the park.
Yeah, we've added, like you said, $30 million in new attractions. We've blown up all the old buildings, redone them. They look beautiful. We've added everything from big family raft rides to 2 big children's areas and some other speed slides. Yeah. So it's been great.
And so far, the response?
Fantastic.
Kids love it.
Kids are loving it.
You know, there's something about this place. I mean, this place brings back memories for me as a kid coming here, you know, in the 80s and 90s. And there's something about just being in a water park. There's something about just fun being next to the water. But also, we're going to also tell you a little bit more about some of the weather guarantees. By the way, if it rains an hour before 4 o'clock, you can actually get a voucher to come back on another time. This is just another way to helping make the experience a little bit better.
Yeah, it's basically the weather's pretty unpredictable, so we've tried to make it easy and take away some of the risk. So if it does rain and we have to close, unfortunately, for an hour or more, then we'll give you a ticket to come back for free.
And we also want to remind people that it is a beautiful day. Today is a perfect day to come out to the park, especially when you got nothing but sunshine. But we do have some vouchers for complimentary tickets, along with meal vouchers that we're going to be giving away to 4 lucky CP24 viewers. I'm looking forward to doing that. It's a pleasure to meet you, and just take a look at this structure. Not a bad way to kick off the morning, huh, guys? We're going to get wet and wild this morning. I'm going to send it back to you for now.
Yeah, you know what else is wet? Sharks. The reason I bring that up is because Wet and Wild is so far away from the world of sharks. However, every year, everyone looks forward to, when I say everyone, if it's not you, then you're kind of in the minority. Shark Week is coming up on Discovery, and we're going to be talking about that in just a couple. Shark! Zaya Tong is going to be with us to tell us more from Daily Planet. Stay here.
The other has been perfected by evolution. The great white shark.
Make your way to the Great Wall of China.
On the next Amazing Race Canada.
Wow, this is amazing.
New country. New challenges.
What are you doing?
The race goes international.
And Gao Sing.
Man, we are butchering the language.
Forcing the teams way out of their comfort zone.
Oh, my God. Those are tiny Speedos.
An all-new episode of CTV's Amazing Race Canada, Tuesday at 8. Brought to you by Chevrolet, official vehicle sponsor of the Amazing Race Canada.
An insurance company is a business. Maximizing profits is their job. We're Presler Law. Maximizing your settlement is our job. If you want justice, we'll fight for the settlement you deserve or you don't pay. Call Presler Law today at 1-800-JUSTICE.
Do you have a wet, damp, or moldy basement? Call the oldest and largest waterproofing company. Call RCC. Whether your basement needs to be repaired from the outside or the inside, we'll consult you on the right solution. Call RCC Waterproofing today. Family owned and operated since 1920.
The newest summer escape is now open daily. Wet and Wild Toronto. Escape to summer. Experience all new thrilling water slides like Caribbean Chaos, O Canada, Crazy Canuck, and the Klondike Express. Or chill out with the little ones in Barefoot and Bay. Wet and Wild Toronto. Escape to summer. Located off 427 in Finch. Right now, save $8 with a receipt from Subway.
Why choose Seneca? Because being ready is more important than ever before. Because real-world learning puts you ahead. Because passionate professors push you further. Because the student experience is more than a classroom. Because a different kind of school makes you a different kind of graduate. Because it matters.
Every year, thousands of people slip and fall on ice, snow, water, broken stairs, or holes in the ground. If you want justice, we'll fight for the settlement you deserve, or you don't pay. Call Presler Law today at 1-800-JUSTICE for a free consultation.
Closed captioning of this CP24 program is brought to you in part by Liberty Grand, Toronto's premier lakefront event facility operated by Liberty Entertainment Group. LibertyGrand.com.
$7:19, here's what we're tracking for you. We're live just outside this Domino's Pizza. The search is on for two people who abandoned their car after crashing through the front window of that pizza shop at Rogers Road in Oakwood. George Lagajanis will have all the details at 7:30. Looks like Ontario is on track to set the legal age for recreational weed at 19. Premier Kathleen Wynne says it's unlikely the province would have a lower age for marijuana than it does for alcohol.
Fly ball to right center field, gives it a bit of a ride, and it's gone.
The Blue Jays were able to split their four-game series with the Red Sox yesterday, thanks in large part to Justin Smoak. We'll have more on the game. Highlights coming up at 7:30. Live pictures from Chopper 24 here. This is over Tom Riley Park in Etobicoke. The homemade stairs that were installed at this park are in the process of being removed. This is in the Bloor and Islington area. Earlier this week, a local resident took it upon himself to build this staircase up an embankment. The city had said it would cost up to $150,000 to construct the stairs, but the man built these ones for just about $500. All right, let's send things over to Mika Modolo for a check on transit right now. What's happening, Mika?
Well, if you're in the city, no major delays. There are some minor delays. And if you're going into the underground, the subway system's already busy for GO Transit riders. Delays on the Lakeshore West Line, Lakeshore East Line, and the Stouffville Line coming into the city. Now it's down to you, Bob Summers.
It's actually better than usual in terms of traffic, but eastbound of the 401, we're seeing delays and minor problem off to the side. Eastbound express lanes before the 427. East end, definitely better than usual. Busy. Westbound is 401 as you get close to Kennedy. One of the bigger problems, just on the other side of the trees, we have a garbage truck that's rolled over, so the ramp is closed from northbound Don Valley Parkway to Eglinton. Looks like there was a big fluid spill. Big tow truck has just showed up on scene. And just now, getting word of a collision northbound Airport Road south of Williams. Let's check the weather with Bill.
Thank you very much, Bob. We're here on the Ashley Furniture patio, and we've got a very talented lighting director, Jane Knight, who's put me kind of in the sweet spot with all the lights up here. If not, I'd be back here like that, but then I wouldn't be very well lit, might get me in trouble. It's such a comfortable day to be sitting in a hammock or out in a park. Take advantage of the dry, hot conditions today, because come tomorrow, things will change. Showers and a cooler wind. There's a look at your current temperature, 21. Factor in the humidity, feels like 28. Right across the city, it is warming up under brilliant sunshine. It really is a picture-perfect summer day. Maybe a little hot for some of you. If so, just find yourself in some air conditioning today. Tomorrow will be much fresher. Let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. 30 today, probably feeling about 35 at its warmest. Tomorrow, showers coming in late morning across the west end of the GTA, and most of us will be into it by the lunch hour, early afternoon. It'll last through the afternoon and evening. A few isolated showers on Sunday, a few breaks in the cloud deck as well. A few more midday showers on Monday, and a high of just 22. Temperatures do recover moving forward from there. 24, then 25, then 27 as we head into the middle of the next week. I'll have the full 7-day forecast coming up. Steve, we'll lie back and send it back inside to you.
Thank you ever so much. Sunday through Sunday, Discovery Shark Week. Zaya Tong, that is all.
That is it, huh?
Oh, you don't have to say anything about Shark Week anymore,
I know, because everybody loves Shark Week already.
Man, what is it about it? Is it about the dangerous sharks, or people want to know that you can pet them?
It's about a very, very big fish. A very, very big fish that sometimes people are a little bit afraid of, because there are only so many predators in the world that human beings still fear. And this very, very big fish happens to be one of them. But we join a whole bunch of people who aren't afraid of this big fish, myself included. We jump into the water, we dive with them, and we share some of the wonders of their stories.
Yes, and one of these days for Shark Week, I don't know if you've done this in previous years, to get near a shark, it's hard because they're afraid of the bubbles of a tank.
They're totally afraid of the bubbles. Yeah, absolutely.
So the people who can hold their breath and free dive are the ones that can get closer.
That's right. I was actually cage diving with great white sharks quite some time ago, and the minute you would exhale, they would flee.
Yeah,
just like
that's why. So you can't take them. Okay, so let's go through some of the pleasures to this.
We have so many
liverless sharks.
Yeah, so this is basically a mystery that's been taking place in South Africa. 3 great white sharks washed ashore with surgical precision. There were holes in their bellies, and their livers were missing. And so scientists were like, oh my God, what is going on? Is this an alien abduction? No, it is not. Believe it or not, it is killer whales. So here we are completely fearing the sharks. Well, the sharks are afraid of killer whales that are going in there and getting more bang for their buck because there's so much nutrition in the liver, so many calories, very calorie dense. That's exactly what they go for.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we should be worried about them because now they've got IQs of like 150.
Yeah.
Because instead of just this blur of activity, they know exactly where to go.
Yeah, the killer whales do.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
Okay, touching great whites, that must be kind of a thrill.
Oh, this is such an incredible story. Touching great whites is about two divers. They met in the Red Sea, and one of them had a fear of sharks. So one of them gets in there and dives, and the other one is the photographer. And you can see right here, they're right by a great white shark. This is a big female, and because she's full, they have nothing really to worry about. She's actually got seal entrails dangling out of the side of her mouth.
Okay, so we know.
Yeah. You can't always be so sure that they're not hungry, but they love sharks so much, and they just want to show people. They're not the sort of man-eating machines that people have often portrayed them as.
Okay, I'm afraid to ask about this one, dead whale feast.
This one is an incredible story, and essentially it's a scientist who found a sperm whale carcass floating in the middle of the ocean, and he thought, what should I do? Maybe I should hop on that sperm whale carcass and see what I can see, get a sort of real bird's eye, or in this case, sperm whale eye view. And it's basically a floating buffet. So, all these different sharks come up.
And feeding on it?
Yeah. Galapagos sharks, you can see them right there. Blue sharks, all these sharks just start feeding right on the whale. And he's got a perspective. I mean, this year on Daily Planet, I have to say, we have some of the best stories that we've ever had on Shark Week. Every year it gets better and better.
Absolutely. Okay, and we have to know about the Phelps and the great shark. Is it chasing him? Like you have to know it's hungry.
Okay, yeah.
And he's desperate.
I got to tell you, he's in the water. He's surrounded by about 15 safety divers. I do know that. He's going to go head to head with the shark, but I don't think the shark is going to be right next to him when that happens.
Excuse me, this is me snapping my fingers. You can't see it.
I think it's because he's a VIP.
Darn.
I think they didn't want to take any sort of big chances there. However, he will be racing against a shark. Sharks are incredible swimmers. Great white goes about 40 kilometers per hour. He's, maybe going to go 10.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's human. He's the best human that we've got going. But they're giving him some technology. They've got a monofin so that maybe he'll be able to race the shark.
Fear is a great motivator.
Yeah, it sure is, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not going to get fear out of him unless they're together in the same body of water.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Okay, so Sunday.
Sunday
Yeah.
Sunday at 8 p.m. is the big special with Phelps, and all next week, of course, Daily Planet, we are featuring Shark Week.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be back with more of CP24 Breakfast. Doo-doo.
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 CP24 Breakfast is brought to you by McDonald's Summer Drink Days.
With McDonald's all-day breakfast selections, time has lost meaning. Enjoy the newest addition, the Egg BLT McMuffin, made with a freshly cracked egg for lunch or any time, only at McDonald's.
Download Parachutes app now.
Welcome back to the My Driving Discount League, the MDDL. Remember, these drivers can save up to 25% with Intact Insurance. And now our My Driving Discount Top 3 Plays of the Week, sponsored by Intact Insurance. At number 3, the Paytons find out their My Driving discount. Yes! Yeah! Oh! Replay. Remember, you can call that number and save up to 25% too. Now over to Jen.
At number 2, the Scots download the new Intact Insurance app and see their My Driving discount has jumped to 21%. They celebrate in style. Whew, that's real love.
Sure is, Jen. Now our number 1 My Driving discount play of the week. Mr. Garrett's horrific injury to his driving foot. And his inspiring recovery back to 25%.
Switch to Intact Insurance today.
And save up to 25% with My Driving discount.
You call it a reason to celebrate. Moments to savor. A truly elevated living. We call it Pemberton.
For 40 years, Burgell McGinsey has been exceeding client expectations.
Over $1 million for my daughter's brain injury.
More than $2 million for the accident. Injured? Call Burgell McGinsey.
Burgell McGinsey, 416-665-2000.
He's through! Yes! Yes! She's got it! Hit that buzzer!
The City Finals continue on American Ninja Warrior. Monday at 8/7 Central on CTV.
It is Friday, July 21st. We are live outside this Domino's Pizza shop in the Rogers Road and Oakwood area. That's where a car smashed through the front window before the driver and passenger took off. A witness says that the female driver and male passenger were laughing after the crash. Our George Lagajanis will have more live from the scene coming up. And this is a live look at Tom Riley Park at Bloor and Islington from Chopper 24. Thanks for this shot. This is where city workers have torn down a set of homemade stairs that were built by an area resident. Officials say the steps don't meet safety regulations. 2 people are dead and more than a dozen seriously hurt after a powerful earthquake rattled a Greek island. We'll have more on the damage just ahead. It is 7:30 and 21 degrees. Good morning. You're watching CP24 Breakfast. I'm Gurdeep Ahluwalia. Let's take you outside to Bill Coulter. He's got to check on your weather forecast this morning, and it looks like an awesome day, Billy.
It is. The sun just creeping up over the low rises in the east, kind of just finding their way through these trees behind me. It's like a massage on the brain. I love days like this, especially when you don't have to work. So give me a few hours, I'll head home, and I'll probably find myself on a patio somewhere. Lazing in a hammock would be a great idea. Maybe even a pool today as we head to a high of 30, feeling like the mid-30s. I really encourage you to find yourself outside at some point and take advantage of this, because the weekend is going to be cooler with showers. 21 feeling like 28 at Pearson, 28 downtown, 25 at Buttonville. Getting up to 30 under brilliant conditions because high pressure is in control. It won't be tomorrow. A series of low pressures and boundaries work their way through over the weekend, and a cooler wind flow as well. I'll have more on your long range coming up. Now it's inside for a look at the roads with Bob.
A look at the 400. We have a problem just now being cleared out of the way. MTO cameras looking at a problem now cleared off to the right side. Northbound on the 400 near Steeles. It backed things up just a bit. We had a problem now cleared to the side. Eastbound 401 Express lanes through Yonge Street. Checking out the Don Valley Parkway. The ramp is still closed from northbound Don Valley Parkway to Eglinton because just behind the trees we have a big garbage truck on its side. Also, word of a problem northbound on Airport Road south of Williams. Let's check with Mika.
And westbound on Carlton, just west of Sherburne, there's a stalled streetcar. So the other streetcars have to divert around that area. Give yourself extra time. Underground subways are good. Go transit delays on the Lakeshore West Line, Kitchener Line, and the Stouffville Line coming into the city. Gurdeep.
Thank you, Mika. Let's get to the news now. Police are searching for 2 people who abandoned a vehicle after crashing into a pizza shop. For more on this, we're joined now live by CP24's George Lagajanis. I don't know if you want to chalk this up to misadventure or youth or what this is, but this could have been a very, very dangerous incident.
People could have lost their lives very easily here at about 1 in the morning. Had this been an hour earlier, for example. Now, this happened at 1 a.m. A silver Audi driven by a woman in her 20s with a male in his 20s as passenger came speeding off Rogers Road onto Oakwood and smashed straight into this Domino's pizza shop. Now, before it actually went headfirst into the store, it went over, kind of vaulted and mounted a parked delivery car that was right where I'm standing, and then it also hit this small tree. So that would have slowed it down a bit. Had it not been for that, it would have gone much further into the store. And let's say the store was open an hour earlier, there would have been customers with their backs to the vehicle, and the cashier only about 10 feet into the store. The vehicle would have certainly gone at least that far into the store, and people may have been walking down the street here. Now, at this point, what we know is that the vehicle was found later. This couple, by the way, when they drove into the store, the worker that was inside came running out and saw the two of them, and they were laughing. And that made him afraid, so he actually left the premises, but they did pull away and sped off. Now, the vehicle was found about an hour later in 11 Division by police, abandoned in a laneway at Wallace and Lansdowne at the junction. So this female driver, male passenger, both in their 20s, still at large, no description. It's believed they didn't sustain any injuries because there was no blood evidence found in the car. A possible impairment, we don't know for sure. Charges for sure when they're found. The store's got significant damage. It's not going to be open for a while. Surveillance video, they say that they have some inside, but they want to wait till police look at it before they give it up. They're also looking for more witnesses, according to 13 Division. And given the nature of their attitude when they were seen by the worker, good chance this car may have been stolen too. So that's all we know for now, Gurdeep. But again, if this was earlier in the evening, and this patio at the 24-hour coffee shop could have been populated with a lot of people, could have been a lot worse. Back to you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. George Thagajanis reporting there. Thank you. Well, the homemade stairs that were installed at an Etobicoke Park have been removed. This is a live look at Tom Riley Park at Bloor and Islington. This is from Chopper 24. Now, earlier this week, a local resident took it upon himself to build a staircase in the park that was on an embankment after watching seniors and children struggle to navigate that hill. The city had said it would cost up to $150,000 to construct the stairs, but the man built them for just over $500. The city said the stairs would have to be removed or the builder would face a fine. At least 2 people were killed and 14 seriously injured after being airlifted to hospital when a powerful earthquake struck the Greek island of Kos early this morning. The 6.5 magnitude earthquake happened around 1:30 a.m. local time. The 2 victims were identified as tourists from Sweden and Turkey. Hundreds of others sustained minor injuries. We spoke to an Ottawa man who is vacationing in the region with his family via FaceTime.
We've had over 35 aftershakes, and again, the last aftershock was 10 minutes ago. I think what makes this as a very, strong earthquake, even though the first one was only 6.5, it was only 18 kilometers away from here, and a lot of the aftershakes were as close as 8 kilometers from where we are residing.
The video shows the damage to the family's hotel room after the quake. Seismic activity is common in that region. Police on both sides of the border are on the lookout for 2 teens from Burundi who may be in Canada. They were among a team of 6 at a robotics competition in Washington, D.C. A chaperone discovered his kids were missing Tuesday. Their dorms were empty and their bags were packed and gone. 2 were later spotted crossing into Canada, but it is not clear where. They are believed to be 16 and 17. Border officials won't confirm the report and Mounties won't comment. Police say that they don't expect any foul play. And a member of the Burundi American community says that he believes the teens are seeking asylum. Ontario's on track to set the legal age for recreational marijuana at 19. Speaking at the annual Premier's Conference at Edmonton earlier this week, Premier Kathleen Wynne stated that it would be unlikely the province would have a lower age for pot than for alcohol. The legal drinking age in Ontario has been set at 19 since 1978. The federal government has pledged to legalize marijuana by July 1st next year. Members of the Canadian Forces are assisting with the firefighting efforts in British Columbia. About 225 soldiers from CFB Edmonton are helping to battle the flames near Williams Lake. They arrived after the province requested help for the local police and firefighters. The soldiers will join 150 personnel who are already in the Williams Lake area, which was evacuated last week. Dozens of Sears stores slated for closure will start liquidation sales today, but don't expect any big bargains. Sears is counting on big crowds to scoop up discounted merchandise and fixtures, but despite the everything must go sales, the company still has to survive once the restructuring is complete. Experts say Sears still has an obligation to shareholders and therefore is still trying to turn a profit. Sears has until mid-October to vacate the stores that are closing. The company's been operating under court protection from creditors since June 22nd, when it announced plans to close 59 stores and cut approximately 2,900 jobs. The Air Canada Centre is hosting Canada's largest gathering of Jehovah's Witnesses today. This is a live look at the lines outside the ACC right now. The Don't Give Up special convention will host around 18,000 Jehovah's Witnesses from the GTA, as well as 2,000 international delegates from Europe and the U.S. The event runs until Sunday. The Blue Jays wrapped up their 4-game set against the Boston Red Sox last night.
Right now, Justin Smoak. Fly ball to right center field, gives it a bit of a ride, and it's gone.
2 home runs from All-Star Justin Smoak helped the Jays to an 8-6 victory. Josh Donaldson doubled in the first, and that cashed in. Russell Martin got the Jays on the board early. Steve Pearce also did his part, driving in a couple of runs. Toronto and Boston split the 4-game series. They each take 2. The Jays are in Cleveland tonight to open up a 3-game series with the Indians. Well, it looks like Justin Bieber won't be performing in Beijing anytime soon.
It's really some Diplo coming.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
The pop star has been banned from China's capital for what the Bureau of Culture calls bad behavior. Officials say Bieber's series of misbehaviors while living abroad and while in China has led to public resentment. They say they're banning him in a bid to purify Beijing's entertainment market. The 23-year-old Bieber is currently on his 3rd world tour with many stops planned in Asia. His schedule shows a possible upcoming concert in Shanghai. All right, right now I want to take you to Brampton. That's where our Jamie Goodfreund is hanging out at Wet and Wild with a bunch of CP24 breakfast viewers. And Jamie, I got to ask you before you get to the Wet and Wild stuff, for all our viewers who saw you yesterday, how's the face? You took a pretty good wipeout.
It's not just the face, it's the cheek, it's the lip, it's the chest, it's everything. It hurts, Gurdeep, but thankfully there are anti-inflammatories. And there's quite a few of them inside this body this morning. But listen, we're having a great time here. We're at Wet n Wild. Specifically, we're at Wet n Wild Junior. Marley, you splashed me. Go down the slide, Marley. Come on, come on. Let's see it, Marley. Let's see it. By the way, the park has invested $30 million in all of these new things here, including this particular area. First off, Marley, how old is she?
Oh, 5 years old.
She's having a good time, isn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Marley, come on over here. Come here, come here, come here, come here. By the way, I love Marley's name. Marley, you jamming? You enjoying? Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your favorite slide?
That one.
That one? Oh, this big one over here. Oh, we're going to see that coming up in a bit. But I want to introduce Susan over here. Good morning, Susan. How are you? You know, I always have to keep an eye over my shoulder when I come to Wet n Wild. There's always something that's going to dump a bucket of water on us. But let's talk about this, because I know the park has invested tens of millions of dollars, and I noticed that this particular area, this is a nice closed-off area for the kids.
Right. Well, we wanted to add a lot of family attractions so that the families could come in. You can see all the young ones. You can feel confident as a parent that you can lie around and they're going to have a great time, but you don't need to worry. Lots of lifeguards and lots of fun things to do.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because one of the things I wanted to allude to is the fact that I'm looking around, and I love it when I see the lifeguards on duty, and they are on duty. They are watching every kid. They're doing their pacing back and forth, and that provides a lot of comfort, I know, to parents.
Definitely, and that's what we wanted here, is just to change it around. The parents can enjoy, and the kids are having a great time, but as you can see, the parents can have fun with them as well.
And by the way, parents, they do have a licensed bar here, correct?
We do, and actually we put one right over here so Dad and Mom can go over there.
The proximity is everything when it comes to that licensed bar, and when you have those lawn chairs and you have parents keep an eye on their kids, but at the end of the day, the adults want to have some fun with a few adult bevies, right?
Exactly, or get a cabana and you can be in there all day long too.
Exactly, and you guys can cool off as well. And by the way, we want to remind you, we've got 4 complimentary tickets to hook you up with, along with 4 meal vouchers vouchers. You have to stick around for the last segment. In the meantime, we're going to take a commercial break. We'll have more from Wet n Wild, and here's Wet n Wild Jr. coming up.
One trained to be the best since the day he was born. The other has been perfected by evolution. The great white shark meets the greatest of all time. Phelps versus Shark, Great Gold versus Great White, part of Shark Week. Sunday at 8 Eastern, only on Discovery.
Odiseo by Cavalia. More shows added under the white big top next to Hershey Center in Mississauga.
Looking for a deal? Dean Myers has slashed prices on 2017 inventory. Get up to 20% of MSRP in cash credit. Or take advantage of leasing this 2017 Cruise LT for 60 months at 0% for $90 bi-weekly. That's like $45 a week. Don't forget to come in and test drive a new 2017 model and enter in the $10,000 shopping spree at Yorkdale. Visit Dean Myers today at 3180 Dufferin Street.
With McDonald's all-day breakfast selections, time has lost meaning. Enjoy the newest addition, the Egg BLT McMuffin, made with a freshly cracked egg for lunch or anytime, only at McDonald's.
Your screen is your window to the world. So why wouldn't you want one that's virtually borderless? With millions of pixels worth of detail. So any way you view it, there's no limit to where it can take you. The Dell XPS 13 2-in-1 with an Infinity Edge display and 7th Gen Intel Core processor. As real as it gets.
With over 50 years of home comfort experience, trust Reliance for all your air conditioning needs. And right now, you can get a select new air conditioner with no monthly payments and interest for 18 months. At Reliance, we're not comfortable until you are.
Odiseo by Cavalia. More shows added under the white big top next to Hershey Center in Mississauga.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Diamond & Diamond Personal Injury Lawyers. 1-800-567-HURT.
Diamond & Diamond.
It is Friday, July 21st, 7:46 right now. We're live outside this Domino's Pizza where a witness says two people laughed after crashing their car through the front window. They ditched the vehicle a short distance away. Our George Lagajanis will have the latest on this coming up from Rogers Road in Oakwood at 8 o'clock. Live pictures here from Chopper 24. City crews have removed a set of homemade stairs at Tom Riley Park in Etobicoke. They say that they did not meet safety standards. Adi Astil, who built the steps, he's a local resident. We're going to speak to him during the 8 o'clock half hour. And no shortage of things to do in the city this weekend. Several festivals and events are on the go, which means lots of road closures. We'll tell you what you can do this weekend. All right now let's talk weather, though. Of course, if you're going to be outside, you're going to want to know how the weather's going to play out. Today looks great. How about the rest of the weekend, Bill?
Well, it looks like we'll get into cooler, slightly cooler, and a little bit more unsettled weather. It's not going to be a washout of a weekend, but boy, if I had some flexibilities with my plan, I would make today the day. A lot of these festivals kick off in the afternoon or evening today, so why not hit them up early? It is gorgeous. Feels like 28 right now, mainly clear skies out here because of high pressure, and that'll be the course right through the day, hitting a high of 30, feeling like about 36 or so at its warmest. And then we cool down a bit. See what happens tomorrow. Some showers, most of that coming in the afternoon and evening, but we can see a couple trickle in the morning. Sunday, a few isolated showers, a mainly cloudy day and a touch cooler. 22 on Monday, some midday showers. Then we dry out on Tuesday and we start to warm back up. 26 on Wednesday and 27 with an isolated shower or two on Thursday. Bob, it's inside to you.
Generally, traffic's better than usual. There are delays, including eastbound on the 401 as you get past the 427. Minor problem off to the side now. Northbound on the 400 up near Steeles near the exit for the 407. Checking things out on the Don Valley Parkway. It's busy at the top end and actually just on the other side of the trees. There's a big garbage truck on its side blocking the ramp from northbound Don Valley Parkway to Eglinton. Could be a while yet before they clean that up. Let's check with Mika.
And in town, there's a collision on Midland just north of Lawrence to watch out for. It's blocking the right lane right at Dorcott. Give yourself extra time. Underground, the subways are just busy. And Go Transit riders, there's no major delays on the go right now. There are minor delays on the Lakeshore West Line, Lakeshore East Line, and the Stouffville Line. Now it's over to Steve.
All right. 6 for 6. Goes to work. Delivering picked off. Yo, Adrian.
The Argos are celebrating the 20th anniversary of the 1996 and 1997 back-to-back Grey Cup championships. To mark the occasion, the Argos are throwing back ticket prices with a special offer of 2 tickets for only 1997. Former Argos that were on the teams will be in attendance, including Chad Folk and Paul Massotti, who are joining me now. What's it feel like to be back as an Argo, dudes?
Go ahead. Don't think we ever left.
Yeah.
Well, I guess once an Argo, always an Argo, right?
Is that true?
Yeah, it's family. Spent a lot of time with guys and your teammates and coaching staffs. They kind of change over, but you develop those friendships throughout the years, and guys that kind of stick around, keep in touch with. But it'd be nice to see a bunch of the guys that have moved away and are coming back for the reunion.
So what I'm saying there is, so you've got some of the other names of folks coming?
Yeah, well, obviously Doug Flutie will be there. Oh, yeah. Mike Pinball Clemens, Reggie Givens, Rob Waldrop, who played on defense,
right?
And a lot of our coaching staff, admin staff. It's going to be great to see all those.
Is this the first time you guys have kind of had? Obviously, this is an official reunion because there's a promotion that goes along with it. But do you guys get together other than this kind of thing? Do any of you?
Sometimes, yeah. I think it just depends on families and whatnot, and guys. Timing, that kind of stuff as well.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so what was? Tell me the game for each of you in those 2 seasons, which was the most important and why?
Which game?
Yeah,
I think the first game in the 1996 season. We were in Montreal.
Yep.
And we came.
Where were you playing? Were you playing at Percival?
No, we were playing the Big O.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And we came from behind and scored a dramatic touchdown at the end, and it kind of set us on our way that season. And then the next season was another great championship. But I think that was a really important start. Yeah.
Going?
Well, my first year was '97, so I wasn't there in '96.
You're not angry about that, are you?
No, it's okay. It's okay. And,
you've had a lot of years to deal with it.
Cooled off a little bit, but you know what? The whole '97 season, coming in as a rookie, everything seemed just so easy, right? Like I think we were 15-3. Like we lost the 3 games. The guys are scratching their heads. How do we lose?
Right. It was that good.
It was that magical. That
unstoppable. What did you got? You guys were made out of Kevlar.
That's right.
You were flak jackets, so to speak. Okay, so I think the best part of all of this, I'm telling you, is that the ticket price, 1997, $4 beers are back.
Wow.
Yeah, no, you guys didn't know that, but $4 beers are back. There's a tailgating party now, which is now tailgating at the Shipyard. You're going to be signing autographs?
Yes.
I'm letting you know that just in case you didn't know that was part of the deal. You have to.
That's good to know.
Actually, at the tailgating, signing autographs, which will be on the Ontario Place parking lot, by the way. Tailgating passes are $30, and if you have a game ticket and you want to kind of straggle along in, that's absolutely free. It's good to see you guys.
It was great to be here.
Yeah.
Exciting.
All right. You guys, you're not going anywhere, by the way.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, eventually you're going to go. Like you're not going to live here.
Comfortable coach.
Yeah. Just crash if you'd like. Here you go. Put your head down. We have a wonderful giveaway that is going along with it, including, believe it or not, a Doug Flutie bobblehead. We're going to play a little game with you guys. Just a few. Don't be scared.
Looking forward to it.
Don't be scared. You probably will win. And that's a good feeling, isn't it?
It is.
Winning is great. Kind of like 1996, where you weren't.
I wasn't there. No.
We'll be back in a minute.
There comes a time in every life when quick cash can make a difference. That's when you need a partner like LendDirect.ca. Just connect from wherever you are for a quick, affordable loan. Deposit it into your account in as little as 1 hour. You get more cash than a payday loan, and payments are as low as $60 every 2 weeks. So if a shortage of cash is standing between you and what will make your life better, apply online today at LendDirect.ca. LendDirect is there for you.
It's Jeep season, and freedom just became more affordable with up to $7,500 in cash discounts on Jeep Cherokee. Take one drive in Canada's #1 selling SUV brand and discover that the world is your backyard. Get 15% off MSRP for up to $12,700 in cash discounts on Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's Jeep season, on now.
Get to Canada's Wonderland for Celebration Canada 150 from July 1st through 31st. Celebrate Canada's birthday with lumberjacks, freestyle ski jumping, live music, Cirque Canadienne, and so much more. And it's all included with admission. Save up to 30%, only at canadaswonderland.com.
When I was young, I struggled with a severe speech impediment. Just the thought of talking terrified me. To go from a kid who could barely talk to the leader of a provincial party, it was the support from people who never gave up on me that made all the difference. That's why I'll never give up on anyone. I'm Patrick Brown. I'm the leader of the Ontario PCs, and I want a province where everyone has the same opportunity and support that I did.
It's what the people say.
Need new windows and doors? Brock guarantees total satisfaction.
Even our friend, he's a contractor. When he came to take a look, he was sort of, I'll find something wrong. And he had to say, like, wow, fantastic job. And he was stunned at how good the price was.
Thousands of satisfied customers seem to agree. When your home needs an upgrade, go to Brock Windows.
It's what the people say. Brock Windows.
Get 50% off installation of all windows and doors. Hurry, sale ends soon.
All right, kids, the Argos versus the Red Blacks, the BMO Field, 20th anniversary of the 1996 and 1997 seasons. We have 5 pair of tickets to give away, and Doug Flutie bobbleheads.
Woo, I love it.
Okay, so Chad and Paul from former Argos are here, and we're going to play buzzwords. Buzzwords, yes. Of course, you don't want to be caught with the thing in your hands at the time, kind of like hot potatoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay?
Sounds good.
All right, let's get her started.
All right. Okay, what is this team called?
The Argos.
Well, what's our city?
Toronto Argos.
Awesome.
Okay, so it obviously has to do with football and things. Okay.
Swipe.
So you have to swipe this way.
Swipe.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. Team that we're playing on Monday.
Ottawa Red Blacks.
Wow.
Come
okay,
on,
that's not
so
fair.
Easy for them.
Hut.
What?
Okay, it's what the setter does with the ball, and he gives it to the quarterback.
Snap.
Yeah, there we go.
Good job.
Quarterback throws to the defense.
Interception.
Okay, this is not fair. Okay, so when you're not throwing the ball, you're what's it called when there's a bunch of guys who are trying to stop the ball? Yes.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
What we're going to do during the autograph session.
Sign autographs?
Sorry,
yes.
the place we're going to sign autographs.
The Shipyard.
No.
Ontario Place.
That's the...
Yes. Oh my gosh.
In your face.
$4 beers.
In your face.
$4 beers.
Should have said that. It was tailgate. Is that all the time we got? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so give one of the answers, any of the answers that we got. Send that answer into contest at cp24.com. Fire it off, and you'll qualify to win yourself one of the pair of tickets that we have. Wow, look how expensive they are. Well, they're not really. Actually, quite reasonable. But these are really the best tickets. Toronto Argonauts against the Ottawa Red Blacks Monday night. BMO Field, one of the best places in the world to see a football game. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much.
Great to be here.
Contest at cp24.com. Pleasure to have you.
You did a great job.
Take care. Those stopping the ball people. I love that too. Those people that stop the ball.
Well, instead of saying defensive end, I couldn't say defensive end.
Back in a minute. It was good. Those stopping the ball people. Defense.
Not even football players. I said stopping the ball people. Well, they are people.
They are.
Yes.
One trained to be the best since the day he was born. The other has been perfected by evolution. The great white shark meets the greatest of all time. Phelps vs. Shark, Great Gold vs. Great White, part of Shark Week. Sunday at 8 Eastern, only on Discovery.
Paying out this huge amount of cash to you for your gold and diamond jewelry has turned my face and my hair silver. So, I am now buying your sterling silver jewelry. Bring me your silver rings, earrings, necklaces, and bracelets. Oh, yeah!
Looking for a deal? Dean Myers has slashed prices on 2017 inventory. Get up to 20% of MSRP in cash credit. Or take advantage of leasing this 2017 Cruise LT for 60 months at 0% for $90 bi-weekly. That's like $45 a week. Don't forget to come in and test drive a new 2017 model and enter in the $10,000 shopping spree at Yorkdale. Visit Dean Myers today at 3180 Dufferin Street.
Why is the personal injury lawyer under attack from insurance companies?
Because they want to minimize what